a finished cicada. Woo! I wish you were here printing with me. This is like way too much fun. And I will show you as it gets further along what we've got. Of course, we're gonna have to be printing some cicadas. And here you are at my table, and I'm printing this cool piece of fabric. And I just think this is a great time. We shall be wearing cicadas, especially if they're not landing on us. It's so easy, you're gonna wanna do it. You can see I've got part of it printed. I've laid my stencil down. I'm using a piece of foam. And I like to have all my colors out. So I'm using a little bit of silver, a little bit of pewter, and a little bit of black. You can see I'm just kind of pushing and rubbing. The cool thing about holding the stencil like this is you can pick it up and see how it's going. You want to hang on to one corner because when you drop it back, you can finish. So I'm adding a couple of different colors, and I've got some padding underneath this. If you want more instruction on stenciling, you know where to find it. My stenciling video is streaming on my website. It's really got a lot of cool stuff in it. I get excited when I look at it. And now here's another cool thing. See over here, I've got a pocket, and I decided to make a pocket folded in here. And so when I close the pocket and sew part of it, it will look like the cicadas are coming out of the pocket. I thought that was kind of fun. And I've got up here, I've got a little shape cut out, and it's like a cicada's coming out of the opening. So, you know, just kind of fun stuff. So I might put a few more of these on here, and then I'm also going to print some ties, which I'll show you in a little bit. Just kind of follow one design, kind of suggesting where the next one might go. They're kind of moving along like this. Maybe like they'd be walking up a tree in your neighborhood about now. I do think about, like, I don't want one right on the boob. Maybe I don't need it under the armpit. Do I want it right in the front? I don't know. Maybe I want one kind of crawling under, so I can just put part of one here, like if it's kind of going into the jacket like that. See, now it kind of looks like it's going in. I tend to print so that I've got the front and the back separate, so that it's easier if I'm doing a construction. But you can see I pieced the fabric, and now I put some more on here, and I used a piece of fabric I had already printed with a roller and some big blobs of green. So I think the bugs are the perfect addition. Okay, so now you can see it's a messy deal, as a lot of things in life are. Okay, so now I've got, and you could always add more later, but now I've got these pretty saturated, and I'm just going to kind of twist them, and I'm going to cut these into, I'm going to make 4 ties out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it now so I can play with the ends. Okay, so now I'm going to just take and kind of twist these like if you were spinning yarn, kind of like that. And as they dry, they'll hold that stiffness, which I kind of like. So a little bit more paint right there on that one. And now I pretty much have the ties done. So you can see they look more organic and sort of grass-like right now. And that's just fine with me. I can always, press them out if I want them to be a little bit less rolled. But there are my ties ready to go. So I kind of work my way from the top to the bottom, hook the shoulders together, see how it's going to fit, decide how long. The bottom has been added, but you can see the last thing I have to do here is decide on the front. I've left these wide because honestly, until you put it on, who knows what you're going to want it to do. So I did a little printing here, and I also left those pieces a lot wider. So you can see, even though I've hooked them together at the shoulder, I have not made a decision about what's going to happen on the front of the garment. So it could be that it is, high like that and hooked together, down the edge. So I've left myself plenty of room to play with the front. And I've even waited on that till I have the bottom done. You can finish in a lot of different ways, and not deciding everything at one time can really be something that strengthens your design eye and gives you the chance to play all the way along. So here's the deal. I'm looking at this, I'm thinking it's a summer garment. Look at how it's like too much fabric there. I want to see what's underneath when I wear this. So I've pressed a line, and I could just have one shorter. I could keep this here, but look at how much better, I think it looks better, how much better it looks if I tuck those under. And now it feels like a much better relationship and amount of fabric on the front of this. So I can put either piece on the front. I have done this little folded pocket on the front, but I definitely like this. And you can see the opening could be higher, but on this garment I'm feeling like I really want to bring it down low like that, and so that it's a, you know, it's a nice layer. I can wear it over things. It doesn't feel like it's too high and kind of choking at the neck. So this is looking good. I definitely am not that wild about the fact that these two images are so close and the same. So I'm either going to put something up here, or yeah, I think maybe something here and maybe something going under the neckline on that side would be the perfect thing to kind of make the eye come from here to here to here to here to here. So the eye travels around on the images. So as I printed the back, and you can put it on your dress form as you print, just to look and see how it's going to be on your body. So as I look at this, I'm going, okay, kind of coming down. You know, how's the eye going to move when someone sees me wearing this from the front and from the back? Well, as you can see, gotten a little further here. So I put it together, basic on the shoulders, put a little facing in the back, and some interesting details here. So I've got it on the dress form on a gray t-shirt, just so you can see some of the edges a little bit better. I love the way this is looking. So fun, so very fun. I can't wait to wear it. I did make, here's my little green things. Look at these. They're like little pieces of grass. I so love these. So these are those, remember when I made the little painted pieces of cotton? That's what these are, just the little painted pieces of cotton. And I love the idea that these will be my trim, so to speak. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, but I'm thinking if I want a tie, these could definitely be a tie, and on the front. And the front is really the only unfinished part so far. So I kind of like the look of this. You know, first of all, I just kind of look at the vibe of, do these feel right with what's going on? The surface design, the organic, irregular quality of it, I think these are perfect. Some kind of slick, black, shiny button would not be the same thing. These feel like the right thing to me. So as you can see, I've got, you know, the bugs printed coming out of the pockets, which is kind of fun. And what I notice is once I get it on, you know, the pieces put together, I really look at how does the surface design play on this. You know, as I kind of hold out the sleeve, you can kind of see the placement of the bugs. And I'm thinking I might want to continue this feeling maybe with one going in right here, so it just doesn't look like, oh, there's two bugs right next to each other, one on each side. I might just put another little part of one up here. But you know, I'm always into printing or primping on something later on, so might just wear it and see how it looks. So I also would put it on to check placement for the little ties. I did a couple of interesting things here. Notice on the sleeves, I left some little openings. So here's a little opening. Put a little facing on it, and then I did another one over here on the sleeve on the back side, so you can kind of see what's happening there. You know, I like the feel of kind of this unexpected. So as I had to do some piecing, I left that opening, and piecing here, you can see I stenciled right over the piecing. So now that's not the most important part. I did add, I love this. This is a cotton gauze, kind of a gauzy, and I tore the strips, so I've got that nice finished torn edge on the bottom, and I decided I really like that. So that's the finish on the bottom of the sleeves as well as the bottom, and it's just serged on, and then the bottom is left raw. So I like it kind of going from this heavier to this sheer piece at the bottom. Other interesting thing here is, as I open this, sometimes these one-piece big shapes don't really feel very good. So I left it open under the arm, and then I actually just kind of tucked this down so that it's spread, and it's kind of the shape under the arm like you would add a gusset. See how that could be a gusset? And it could be a gusset. But this is a summer garment, and I love the feel of that just being left open, kind of going with the openings in the rest of the garment. And it's totally appropriate and very, very Japanese to just leave that space there. So I think that's going to feel really good to have that open under the arms. I tucked it down, took a couple little tacks here, and then I steam this shape. I love the shape. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, this is going to be great on. I can't wait to put it on. So slits in the sides, irregular hem, and I actually printed the facing as well. I printed a piece of cotton. You can see there's the facing. So I printed it so it's green with the same paint. So this just transformed a really odd kind of surface design piece in my stash that I wasn't that excited about. And now it's just going to be the cool new Cicada jacket really, really soon. So fun, so fun. If you have not printed yet, get on it, because it will change your life. That's how I always feel. I cut my first stencil when I was a teenager, and I'm still so excited about it and really love being able to share my designs with you and my thoughts about how to print and how to get different effects. So hopefully we'll see you in the park, and I'll be the one with bugs crawling around on my jacket.